Doing great, Glenn. Thanks.
You bet. What do you guys?
Good to be here.
Good. What are you guys working on there? What have you picked up from the show so far? What are your thoughts?
Well, the thing is, Glenn, is you're lighting a spark.
That's right.
We see a spark lit today that could now the people have got to pick up and turn it into a raging forest fire.
That's right.
And the thing is, they cannot after today say move on tomorrow and just forget all about this. Tomorrow they've got to move on and make this as big as we can possibly make it and bring the people back together.
Right.
Good.
There's strength in numbers, so we're ready to storm Washington.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gina, love you. Thank you very much, Chuck. Gina, they're going to be a part of the webcast at 6 o'clock as well, so we'll come back to that. We're going to have to take a quick break. This is an ongoing project. When I come back, I'm going to ask you to make a choice and commit to something that will not only change your life, but could change the country. I'll do my part by 9/12. We're going to meet again on 9/12 and see if you've done your part. Why? Next. We want to say hello to our troops in Iraq. Hello, guys. Thank you for everything you're doing. Having their own watch party. Greg Stubbe is here with us.
When you look at these warriors in Iraq and you see Marcus and his brother in the audience here, you're looking at courage. You're looking at people who rely on the principles and values in order to maintain strength and honor. And I think it creates a culture of service above self and beyond sacrifice, and that can't be done without principles and values.
You know what? I had to tell you what. We had a question in the audience. Yes.
My friends, neighbors, family, they feel like they don't control their future anymore. That's frustrating. Do you agree? How do you feel about that?
How do you mean they don't control their future? Yes, I agree that they don't control.
They believe that we live in this country to pursue life, liberty, and happiness, and yet they feel like our future is moving towards trying to equalize what we have.
How do we, you know, that is a problem that I think a lot of people feel is that we're trying to, everybody seems, the level, the playing field thing. Well, the playing field was never level. You're born with an equal opportunity, not a guaranteed result.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Of course.
Now, how does that fit into compassion, Dave, where somebody is losing their house or somebody has a problem and they say, well, you got to help me?
Well, the founders of this country, Glenn, were enormously optimistic about everything. Just imagine what they created. And we need some of that now, but we need it almost on a local basis, because when people are losing their homes, it's going to take families and church groups and charitable groups to come together and find places for them to live.
I don't know about you, Erica, but I've never really felt charitable on April 15th. It's all due to us. We do it together. When I come back, I'm going to ask you to make a choice in a minute.
Most people.
Don't forget, you please join us on a webcast at foxnews.com here in just a second. But I want to leave you with this. Last November, I was on my book tour, and a woman came to me. She had tears streaming down her cheeks, and she handed me this bracelet. I wear it every day. It was to honor her son. She asked me if I would wear it for a month. I haven't taken it off. I immediately connected with the story of her son, Sergeant Patrick Tainish. Patrick was a good kid. He was raised right. After his parents divorced, Patrick kind of got all screwed up and he ran away. He was caught up in a life that wasn't taking him anywhere. He was living in and out of his car. He was working odd jobs. And then he became hooked on black tar heroin for 10 years. Eventually, Patrick came back home to his parents and vowed to start doing something, anything that made a difference. At the age of 28, his best friend and Marine father helped him quit drugs cold turkey. Patrick put all of his heart into the Army. He began to live the principles and the values that his friends and his family had taught him: courage, hard work, and honesty. The night after my birthday in 2004, February 11th, Sergeant Tainish's unit was ambushed outside of Baghdad. An IED exploded and insurgents were firing RPGs. When the attack was over, Patrick told his commanding officer that he took shrapnel from the original IED, and he collapsed in the arms of his commander and died. But before he died, he unloaded 400 to 500 rounds at the enemy. Doctors say it's impossible, because the shrapnel hit Tainish right in the throat. He shouldn't have been able to take another breath, let alone fire another 500 shots. But because the man he became, Sergeant Tainish, didn't let that stop him. He saved 10 lives that day, and he was awarded the Silver and Bronze Star. His mother, Deborah, says she knows her son was proud to die honorably at the age of 33 because he could have just as easily died of an overdose behind a building and a trash can years earlier. At the beginning of the hour, I told you there were three kinds of people. There were the people that were burying their heads in the sand on 9/10. There were the people that lived in fear on 9/11. And there were the people that we were and we all loved, no matter what the political spectrum, where you fell, on 9/12. We promised ourselves we would be those people. Before I even knew his name, Sergeant Patrick Tainish made that choice. And 10 of our best and brightest lived another day because of his answer. I don't know what your choice will be in the future, but I can promise you, if you choose to be a 9/12er, you will not only change yourself, but you will change, literally, our country. Yesterday was exactly 6 months to 9/12. I'm working on a couple of projects that are going to take me at least 6 months to do. I'd like to ask you to join me again on Saturday, 9/12, Saturday, September 12th. I'll share with you what I've been working on to put the principles and the values to work in my own life, and you show me what you've done. We'll meet back here in 6 months. All right? We'll see you again. We say goodbye and thanks for watching. The show will repeat on Saturday at 9 p.m. Right now, log on to foxnews.com for more. Our webcast continues live from New York. God bless America.